I went and ran with, I didn't know they were all 25, 30-year-olds. Oh my God. I at the end of the race, I was like, bitch, you 48. I was mad at myself. I was trying to keep up with them. I was like, they're 25 and 30. Did you keep up with them? Yes, but I was mad.
I'm Nakia.
I'm Dawn.
And I'm Camila.
We are the Middle-Aged Mamas.
Okay, we are back with another episode of Middle-Aged Mamas. I'm Nakia. I have my friend Dawn here, Camila, and a very special guest, Mai, is here. We will get to her in a bit.
Hello.
But let's start with some highs and lows, ladies. I'll start. I had a fantastic weekend this weekend. The low part is that one of my girlfriends is getting ready to be a grandmother for the first time.
How old is she?
She is 47. Ooh. So it's not a low. I don't want to say it's a low, but this is the very first friend that is going to be the next stage.
Yes.
Wow.
We have moved from the auntie stage to now grandma. So I've known her since the 7th grade. She's one of my best friends, and it's my goddaughter. She's 28, so she's of age. She's not a teen mom or anything. We're very proud of her. College graduate.
Yeah.
She is with a quality guy, comes from a great family. So we're all excited about that. But just the word grandma for your one of your close friends is a complete trip. It's just something that is strange. I guess no matter if it happens at 40, 50, 60, maybe 70, you might be ready for that. But woo!
I have a friend that's a grandmother.
Yeah, so that was a little
multiple.
Yeah, that was a little weirdish. And my high was that I got to hang out with all my high school friends. I haven't seen them in a while because, you know, as mothers, you start having mom friends and you don't necessarily stick with your high school buddies. But there's something special about those high school friends that, you know, you just go down memory lane no matter what. Everything is funny. It's just a good time. So that was my high. What about you, Dawn?
Thank you. So I had a lovely weekend as well. It was my anniversary.
Wow.
22 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think next year we'll be together for 30 years.
Wow.
So a very, very long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah, so it was lovely. We went away for we had a staycation, beautiful hotel, delicious food, always a good time together. So it was very, very nice. But my low was that my period
Not again. Another period.
And it like comes on out of nowhere and like with a vengeance.
Oh no.
I was at it. The bed looked like a crime scene.
Was it at least the last day?
No. It was the next morning. And I mean, we thoroughly enjoyed the first night.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, did you get a little high?
We had luckily we didn't try to go to sleep that first night because we would be so tired. We used our time wisely.
Nice.
And even the next morning, I was like, man, you know, is my cycle coming or was it like
was it a good night?
or was it the session? You know.
Which one?
And it was there.
Oh,
like
no.
full blown. So that was my low.
Okay.
But otherwise it was lovely. It was a lovely, lovely weekend to reconnect.
Now, are you the type that reflects on your anniversary?
You know what? I wouldn't reflect on my anniversary, but I would reflect like around the new year.
Okay.
You know, when those crazy wives ask like, is there anything you want me to do differently? You know.
Oh, for the new year.
I stopped doing that.
Right.
Because
You mean reflecting on the past?
or just asking those questions that I know I may not be prepared for
the answer.
and to like do it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
You're not trying to set yourself up.
Right.
I'm not trying to set
Smart
myself
lady.
up.
Right.
So yeah, so I don't say things like, oh, what was great about this last year? Or what are we looking forward to? Because the times when I have said in the past, like, if you buy me this house, I'm going to do such and such and such. Or on our honeymoon, I'm going to do such and such and such.
living up to it.
Get it right. I never do the thing.
Right.
Okay.
Like, I
You
never
learn
do
not
the
to set
thing.
yourself up.
And he remembers. Like, he remembers. And it's not like he's trying to, like, trade it in, you know, for something. He's not coming with one of those little cards like, you said when I bought you this house. You know, it's not like that.
Right.
But I think he's kind of over me now. Or when we were talking about, like, love languages, you know,
Right.
when you have all those conversations and then you actually ask, like, oh, what is your love language so that I can love you that way? And then he says something that you don't want to do.
Right.
You know, so I don't bother to even. I feel like I'm doing a wonderful, great job as a wife.
You just keep going.
And if you have a problem,
You let me know.
Let me know.
Sometimes they don't tell you.
let me know. If they don't tell you, then
Then
who's
that's your
fault?
fault. And that's a good point because
Not your
I
fault.
actually
Not
had.
my reader.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually celebrated an anniversary this weekend too. Yesterday, 18 years.
Nice. Happy
And
anniversary
thank
to
you,
too.
but we didn't do a big celebration, anything like that, because William actually forgot.
Did he?
He forgot, and I was actually
William.
okay with him forgetting. I texted you like,
But you guys have been really busy the last couple
yeah,
of
we've
weeks
been
with
very
kids
busy,
and everything.
and it just dawned on me.
Do you see how you don't say it dawned on you?
Right.
So you do know how to pronounce it
For all the
properly.
listeners, Dawn had to check me real quick. She has informed me that her name is Dawn, not Dawn, as I've been calling her on every episode. So you'll hear me refer to her as Dawn
Thank
to
you.
check myself and remind
Thank
myself.
you.
Yes, enunciate. But getting back to it, it dawned on me that I keep the calendar. You know, I remind William of everything. He
Yeah.
barely knows what month it is. He's always like, is it April? Or, you know, he checks in with me when it comes to dates, birthdays, his mother, everybody, you know, be like, is it this day or that day? So how could I say, hey, you forgot our anniversary? I mean, that's
so
kind of
nice.
messed up. So I did remind him the week prior, and then yesterday I kind of realized he wasn't going to remember, so I just said, happy anniversary. And then he was like, why you do that to me? So he felt bad, but then I
Yeah.
told him, like, don't worry about it, it's all right. And then I said, next year,
Yes.
this is what I want you to do. And then I
Okay.
said, put it in the calendar. So we just kind of, our 18th year, it wasn't about me
Nice.
setting him up to be
Yeah.
pissed off
Yeah,
that he
that's good.
forgot. It was
I was
taking,
worried about that.
yeah,
That
it was
is
taking
very
account
nice of
that
you.
this is who he is, and I've kind of, not enabled, but, you know, I've been the keeper of the calendar.
You've learned not to sweat the small things. But
Absolutely.
It actually isn't a small thing, but
It's huge.
I always say the 80-20 rule. He does
Okay.
80% of good
Yeah.
things.
Good.
And you're going to use this 20% thing that he didn't do right to
Right.
make,
To
the
make a
whole
big deal about
big
it.
deal over
Yeah,
it.
but a lot of times
We
women
do-
miss that, and you just
Yes.
want to be mad because you're like, I didn't get
Right.
this, or my girlfriend got that. Well,
Yeah.
Don's at the so and so and so, but
Yeah.
that's her
Yes.
husband. That's
Because you
their
don't want to
relationship.
compare yourself to me. You will be disappointed.
But it's very easy to do.
do
As
it.
women.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
That's the
Someone
number
else's
one
life.
thing, especially with social media.
Yes.
You're like, where's my dozen roses and all that?
Right,
But I'm
yeah,
like, you know,
Not even a card.
Yeah.
You can even give
Yeah.
me a card.
yeah, but there's been
Yes.
plenty of years
So many
that
other
he
things.
has done those things, and like you said, we've been busy.
Yeah.
You know, you chalk it up and you prepare for next year.
Right.
So
There's always another,
Yeah.
and he can he can surprise you in a month with
yeah,
a redo on the same day, different
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
Like you
right,
never know, like
intense.
That's
small, like
Right.
at this
Yeah.
stage of being single, I've learned a lot. Like don't sweat little small things.
That
like
is so
We just
good.
want a man. Shoot.
A good one.
That is so good. Okay, so Mai, we want to know all things Mai. You're fabulous, single mom.
Thank you, guys.
I
girls.
know that you have been very heavily into fitness, and as middle-aged mothers, you know, we're always trying to get there, trying to lose 10 pounds, starting, stopping, trying
When they
everything
30.
under the sun.
Get rid of the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel hot for a month, and then next month you don't, but you have maintained your physique. You're beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
We just want to know all the tips as far as
All of the
how you,
tips?
well, how you
Like as
mentally,
many as you can get out
yeah,
today.
how you mentally
Please.
stay in that zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first thing we want.
That
to know
is a
about
good
you.
question. For starters, it's hereditary. Like my frame is hereditary. This size is the size of my mom, my grandma, my aunts. I'm the only one in the family that maintained it.
Right.
Okay, they're all shaped just like Whitney Houston. Okay, that is, and I'm the shorter of the ladies in my
Okay.
family. But how I maintain it, I'm very active. So I've been active since I was 8 years old. I'm a runner.
Okay.
And it has been a drug of choice for me to run.
Okay.
So I have learned to just, when I feel sad, I run. When I feel happy, I run. When I'm hungry, I run. When I'm full, I run. It's just something that I do.
Okay.
It's this feeling that I get, and it makes you want to get it more. And so
Yeah.
it's become an addiction.
Okay.
And with the addiction, it kind of develops body dysmorphia. And so when you stop working out, your body changes, but not in a bad way.
But you can see it.
But I can see it.
Okay.
And you know the whole saying, look good naked? Like
Yeah.
if I don't like the way I look in the mirror, then I'm gonna fix it.
Wow.
I don't accept it. I don't accept not feeling good to myself physically.
Okay, and that trickles down to the discipline of it.
Okay,
because what I've
yes.
learned is that it's just about discipline.
That is it.
and you can want it all you want, but if you're not disciplined and follow whatever path you've chosen to stay in your body frame, then it just all falls apart. So, are you just a disciplined person across the board?
In a lot of areas,
That's a good question.
Fitness, that is a very good question. Fitness. So here's what I say: a lot of us moms are multitaskers.
Okay.
We could be presidents of Fortune 500 companies. We can be married for 30 years and do everything that we're supposed to do. It's no different. I just choose to put my discipline in the area of fitness. I didn't aspire to be a president of a Fortune 500
Okay.
company, right?
Right.
Or I didn't aspire to have a PhD.
Okay.
But it's the same discipline. You just have to put it in that box. For me,
Okay.
my discipline is fitness. So if I know that it's 9 o'clock and I can't eat after 8 or 7,
Okay.
then my brain is going to tell me you can't eat that. Just like somebody said, oh my God, I need to turn in this paper before midnight. If you're disciplined, you are going to turn in the paper before midnight.
Okay.
It's no different. You just
Just put it in
transfer
that box.
in that different box. Mine just happens to be fitness. Am I disciplined in other areas? Yes. But the most discipline I think in my life is probably my career and fitness.
Okay.
Before it was mommy and fitness. I never took fitness out of
Oh, it's always been a part
no
of
matter
you.
where I am.
Wait,
in
so
my
did you
life.
gain weight when you were pregnant? I know your son's 22, but did you have a moment where you were, bigger and then
Or did you work out when you were pregnant?
I
Yeah.
did not work out when I was pregnant. I gained like 25 pounds, but it was all
What?
belly. I was thin. I went from a 2, I've been my same size my whole life. I went from a 2 to a 12.
Okay.
And then I could still go in the store and buy, like I shopped at Gap at the time I was pregnant. I just bought size 12 clothes. But it was all belly. It was
Okay.
all baby. And then when I delivered him, I breastfed for a year and that just dropped all the weight. So it's almost been like just that's why I don't want to say that I work out really hard, which I do. I'm a
Yeah.
beast in it. But I do really will honestly say it's hereditary.
Okay, but you've also taken it to the next level because
Yes.
I've seen you
I've taken
in
it.
your bathing suits posing. Tell us a little bit about that and what made you want to do that.
You know why I did that, girls? During COVID, my sister cousin, we decided
cousin.
she's my cousin, but we're like sister biologically. We're cousins, but we're like sisters. So I call her my sister cousin. We decided that we weren't going to allow COVID to be an excuse for us to gain weight. So we were like, when COVID is over, we're going to be finer. So we quarantined. Our families
You did the
quarantined
opposite
together.
of
We
that.
did the
I know.
opposite
Okay,
of the
sister cousin.
COVID-19.
sister.
sister cousin. And so we both decided to join gyms. She lives in Rancho Cucamonga. I live here in Los Angeles. And every week we saw each other and her body was just like changing. And she was like 50 pounds heavier than, maybe like 40 pounds heavier. And every week I would see her would be like 5 pounds, 7 pounds. She was losing inches. And then finally after like month 3, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? She was like, oh, I joined the bodybuilding gym. And I'm like, what? What is that? I had never seen, heard anything. She's like, yeah, I'm going to compete. If anybody knows anything about me, I don't take off of work. I'm disciplined. I don't take off work. I take vacation, but I don't really call in sick unless I'm really sick, right? But this day I called in sick to go to her competition, and I was mesmerized.
Really?
So what was she doing?
She is a bodybuilder, and so she was up on stage posing, and her body just metamorphosed into something I had never seen before. And we both ran track in high school and college, but her body never looked like that. Wow. And so she had got very disciplined on a meal plan. And the meal plan and the workout that she was doing, it just like
changed her
to the point where after it was over, I went up to her, I hugged her, and I was like, I want to do it. And she was
sign me up.
Look, me too. Like right now, I want to do it.
You would do it. You could do it. You could do it. I'm gonna tell you everything about it. I met with her coach, and her coach was like, oh yeah, you can do it. She looked me up and down, like checked me out. She was like, in fact, you can do it in 8 weeks.
Wow.
You like,
yourself.
Me.
A competition. Wow.
I can do a competition in 8 weeks. I was like, sign me
That's
up.
like the next one.
The next one, which was the one that my sister cousin was going to do.
I love how
she said,
sister cousin.
She's my sister cousin. That's what I call her. And so,
hi, sister cousin.
Her name is Dominique, okay? So, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. I competed. Yes. I followed everything she said. I got on stage. I placed. I got a medal. And then 3 weeks later, maybe 4 weeks later, we did it again in Vegas. I placed again.
Goodness.
I was like,
you were rolling.
I was on to something. And
so what were you doing? Like you were lifting weights?
So bodybuilding, bodybuilding is you just work on a particular body part and you pump it up until you basically are pumping up the muscle. So like you have to have arms and shoulders and your back and abs and glutes, which means you're going to do a lot of lunges because you're pumping up the butt. You're just pumping up the glute muscle to make it pop. And your arms, you're just doing a whole bunch of reps to pump up your arm. It's actually not that difficult. It's not like body pump. Body pump is difficult. This is more repetition. Okay. And not quitting. Discipline.
And I wonder, because Maya and I met in college, freshman year, Summer Bridge, and because you were an athlete, I wonder, because I've fallen off the wagon and then got back on, and with you, like doing your boot camp. What was it? Your jump rope boot camp. Jump rope boot camp.
I took that too.
I did
too. Doing the stairs with you. You know, doing our own workouts together, like being just fine. But I think for me, mine would always be like for an occasion.
Right.
You know, like, or I just had a baby, I'm trying to lose the weight, or I'm trying to get fined for this. And so I wonder, like, for you, the dedication, do you think is it because you were an athlete? Like, I've never been an athlete. And so do you think besides, like, being, you know, good genetics and all that, like, I know my legs, like, I always say I have my daddy's calves but my mama's thighs. You know, like, my legs look great, it doesn't matter, I don't have to do anything at all. But I was never an athlete. So do you think maybe that played a part of it too? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Just like any athletic young boy or young girl, if they maintain being active up until after they graduate high school, and then a little bit when they go to college, they'll work out for the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's what I tell my daughter. She's a volleyball player.
Oh, she's gonna be a volleyball player.
And her body is
nice,
sick.
Yeah,
I mean, her abs.
The best body.
She's tall, long legs, and I tell her, she loves being active. She's like, Mom, if I didn't have sports, I'd be so bored. What would I do all day? I'm like, you're training your body. It will remember that forever. But I find it interesting because I was an athlete, very active. I danced all the way up until my 20s, but when I had children,
you stopped.
Everything. No, I
maintained 2 sets of twins.
I know, but the youngest are 13, so I cannot use that.
If you were to just put it in the box, and make it a part of your life. So like how people say, well, how did you do it when you had him when he was little? from 9 to 11, since my son for 22 years, 9 a.m. to 11, that is my workout time.
Right. Yeah.
So you carve out that time, whatever that time is for you, and you don't let any, just like you go get your hair done.
Yeah,
When
but it's been that way, and I drug them to 24-hour fitness, to your class, to this, to that, to that, to that. But as you get older,
Can't be
that window just widens and widens and widens. So if you go from 5 days a week to 3 days a week to 2 days a week, it doesn't sustain
To
your
0 days.
your physique. Right.
Don't
And
let
then-
them get there.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm
So
saying.
as a middle-aged mom now, it's not so easy just to be
To
like,
just boom.
you know, I'm gonna work out 5 days and everything looks good. You have to involve your eating,
Yes.
sleeping,
Sleep,
all the
everything.
hormones, everything. It's like such a bigger picture. So I guess the goal for those in their 30s is to do what you did and basically maintain that discipline and that
Yes.
lifestyle, and then you don't have to fight so hard to get back.
In middle age, you'll
Right.
just fall into it. I went and ran with, I didn't know they were all 25, 30-year-olds. Oh my God. I at the end of the race, I was like, bitch, you 48. I was mad at myself. I was trying to keep up with them. I'm like, they're 25 and 30.
Did you keep up with
Yes, but I was mad at myself. When I was done, I was like, why
so
did you do
good.
that? Like, I was sore. I could barely walk for like 3
That
days.
is so
It's like, you are 50. You are not 30. And the girls were sizing me up because I looked like I'm there. In my mind, I was like, girl, I am 50. I could be your mama. Keeping up with them. Oh my God, it was so tough. Now I don't even want to go back.
But you're so competitive, and you are the most like no excuses. Like you were just saying, like no excuse. I think about like my dad being a trainer and a bodybuilder, all that stuff. I would come with all the excuses. Like I would be fainting at the gym. They would be calling him over the intercom.
Really?
Like
You really were pretend fainting?
oh no, I
Really?
fainted for real. Like some
really?
big fine buff guys came and picked me up before I hit the ground. Yeah, I would go and like faint. And then
Why you casually say that?
Yeah, because it just turned into like this thing, and I would even go. And the second time I was gonna faint. Well, this the first time.
She knew it was coming.
She knew.
The first time I was in undergrad, like just
Okay.
doing dumb stuff. And he was like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you eating?" And I put myself on just some random juice fast. So then my dad was concerned about me. He's like, "We're going out to lunch." Then he would come by my place and like make sure I was eating. You know, it turned into like something dramatic. But then even when I was preparing for my wedding, I was at the gym again training with him, and he had to go move his car, and I felt the faint coming on. So
Were you anemic? Why were you fainting?
Like, yeah, like,
who knows?
Who knows?
He would say I would do pseudo workouts. Like I was working out, like, but the intensity that I would work out on my own, that intensity was nothing compared to the intensity that my dad would have me do, or like if I were to work out with like her intensity is so much higher than what I was doing. So when I would go in there feeling like I'm ready, I really wasn't ready. So that day I felt it coming on. He went to go move his car. I just went outside. I took off my sweatshirt. I folded it up like a pillow, and I just got down on the ground, and I was like, I don't want to fall, so let me just make a little soft spot for myself. And my dad came over, and I was laid out. We were on like Beverly Boulevard or something like that. He was like, "Why is your bougie ass on the ground with a pillow, with a sweatshirt pillow?" But I was about to faint, and I didn't want to like hurt myself. But all that to say, one day, and I wonder if you remember this, because this was 10 years ago. Maya and I were working out together. We did the Culver stairs.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
I felt it coming on. I was about to faint. I was about to faint and vomit.
Okay.
Mai
Wait a
said
minute.
to me,
When's the last time you worked out before you did those stairs?
I was working out regularly. I was doing like boot camp. I was fine. I was looking
Because that could
good.
have contributed to your wooziness.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I say?
I'm a fainter. This is what Mai said. She was like, "Well, I'm gonna need you to hurry up and throw up and faint so we can go."
Keep going.
I was like, I'm here clutching my little sweaty pearls, like. I getting zero sympathy? She stopped, like had her hand on her hip, like, well, grow up then, hurry up. So we can go. We only halfway. It's like I was like, damn. I said, just give me a minute. So again, I just sat my ass down on them stairs and just I pulled out some water.
Let me get myself together.
Did you get up and finish?
She did get up and finish.
I did.
And did you faint too?
I did not faint.
You just vomited.
Nor did I vomit.
She didn't.
Some tough love.
Yes.
Mine will come with the tough love. But I did.
Softened up.
I took a moment, got myself together.
Kept it moving.
I kept it moving.
No fainting.
But any excuse for me to be like,
Right.
oh,
I can't do this.
Right.
any excuse.
Yeah.
I'm a she's not going for it.
And speaking of tough love, I took Mai's class many years ago.
Wow.
Her jump rope class, and actually it was
we were
also
together. I remember.
Yeah, but did you also have a circuit class, like a circuit
Yes.
workout class?
Yes.
So I did that one as well. We like went from machine, and I really liked that class. And I remember during that class, I learned how to make shakes. Used to make these banana and date
date shakes.
Yeah, all of that. I started doing a raw diet. Like I loved that class, and I went until
Yeah, you did start the raw after mine.
until I couldn't go anymore. But I was sad that the classes had stopped. So, but during the class, I remember, I don't know if it was someone having an episode like Dawn, like about to faint, or not really like giving their all, and you kind of like stopped in the middle, and you were like, "This is my ministry, you guys. I take this very seriously." I was like, she didn't do my thing. But I love that class, and it was women of all ages. There was a couple of men in there too, I believe.
Yeah, it was women, men,
I enjoyed
and
that
children.
class. I
That
really
is
did.
So fun.
That brings back a lot of memories. That was a very life-changing experience. I actually got started teaching the class by default.
Oh, okay.
It was originally for my late son-in-law's. It was his idea.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember, there was a young black boy, guy that was in there, a young adult buff before me.
Very handsome.
Handsome. Well, he abruptly died.
Oh,
It
okay.
was his gym.
Oh.
And he abruptly died.
Okay.
And now my ex had this building and this gym, and there was no one there that could teach it. And
So he was teaching the class.
he was teaching the class. It was his gym. He was teaching the class. He was training. He was this big buff guy. People would come in just to see him and to take his courses, his classes. But he died, and so my ex tried to get his daughter, his wife, and his other daughter to teach the class. But they were doing their own lives. And so he came to me. He was like, "You're gonna have to teach class." I'm like, "I'm not a certified trainer." He was like, "You're gonna be." I was like, "No, I'm not. I don't want to do that. I'm like shy. I don't want to talk to people." And even
You would never know it.
Oh,
You
I
took
was
so
forced
much
to do
charge
that.
in that class. It
really,
Wow.
was, yes.
And that goes to show you how you step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You can be so impactful.
well, I did that for 10 years. Zero money. Did not get paid to do it. It definitely became a ministry because I felt like I was giving back.
Yes.
But it didn't
You
feel
were.
like work. I was just doing what I already did for myself. So I was living through you guys, like seeing you guys happy and achieving your dreams made me work hard to stay in shape, because I felt like I would be a hypocrite if I was here trying to get you guys to do things and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it motivated me to stay fit. But wow, that's amazing.
It was
man.
so fun. I really wish
Took my
that
class.
we could have continued to do it, but things change.
Yeah, I actually got a divorce and moved on and went into doing things that I love, because it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I like fashion.
Okay.
And so I wanted to pursue my own dreams. And so once I separated, I was able actually quit maybe like 6 months before I filed for divorce. Like no one knew. I just one day just abruptly stopped teaching classes, and I'm like, "What do you mean?
She was not there no more.
I just stopped going. And then like 6 months later, I filed for divorce. So it was like bittersweet, you know, but it had run its course. I met a lot of amazing women in that class, and it was impactful. I do miss it now. I am a student.
Okay.
So I don't teach. I just go to all kind of classes though. Like I am like a class snob.
And you think you'll never do it again? You'll never teach again?
I won't say never. I'm open to it. It's just now it's like I want to stay in my lane. I know there's other people, other women that are doing it. Has continued to teach, and I don't want to like step on toes. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, but I won't say never. Okay. It's just not something that I have thought about. It was like bittersweet, so it's kind of like you put that in the back of your head and you got to move forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe, who knows?
Yeah. How long were you married?
So I was married on the books for 17 years.
Wow, that's
17 years on the books.
Wow.
But 10 years married.
Okay.
Like together in a marriage.
So it took 7 years to divorce, or?
Yeah, he wouldn't let go. He would not let go. It took 7 years, and so I was officially 17 years, and I still had to see him. He did so much to me in those 7 years. He did a lot to me in the 10, but the 7, it was like brutal. Like he was like holding on and just was doing things to get me to just break. And I just had to stand strong. That 7 years taught me so much. I actually got divorced on my birthday, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, it was official.
finalized.
It was finalized on my birthday last year. So this year was the first year.
Last year.
Yes.
This is recent.
This is recent. I am officially 12 months, and I was trying to date while I was going through that, and then nothing was
difficult.
It was so difficult to the point where I tried to date somebody that was like separated but still married, and now it clicked. It was like I
can't do it.
I know.
Yeah.
So now I could date and I can really date and not have any attachments or a guy saying, I really like you, but can't move forward with you because you might go back to your husband. And I'm like, dude, it's been 6 years. It's been 7 years. I'm not going back. They were like, well, I don't want to break up no blood covenant. It was just all these.
Wow.
I had somebody tell me they want to break up a blood covenant. Wow. They didn't want to be an adulterer. It was very difficult.
And you were separated outside of the house and everything.
Yes, he had moved on. I moved on.
Right.
He was dating and bringing the woman around me and
just would not sign no papers.
Would not sign papers, but just found out that he got married again already. Like he's married again.
Oh.
So I'm like, it took
Good luck to her.
That's what I said. It took you 7 years to let go to get married again within a year.
You know, men like that, they need to be married.
Yes.
So it's not a surprise that they find somebody, you know, after because, you know, they prefer to be married and to be attached to someone.
Somebody, yeah. I see that. No time to breathe. But yeah, I'm ready now. Shoot.
So how is the dating going?
Honestly, dating is fun.
Yeah.
But it's not for the faint of heart. Okay? I look at it the way they look at it. I match your energy. So
did you have to get to that point, or were you always like
I
that?
went into it just like that. Okay. Like I've always, I believe that I'm a queen. And you're gonna treat me as such, and I'm not going to allow you to tilt my crown. And so when my crown gets tilted, I move on to the next. So it looks like
no second chances.
No second chances, and I don't go backwards. I move forward. And Dawn can tell you, she's probably met half of them.
But isn't that what dating is for?
Exactly.
Yeah. People
That's how men do
miss it, and they do that. But here's the thing with women: the misconception, and I was trying to tell the young girls. Just because I'm dating several men doesn't mean that I'm promiscuous. Right. Okay? I am open with my sexuality. I mean, I am a heterosexual woman. I don't like women. I'm not gay at all. But if I like a guy, I may have sex with him. If I don't like a guy, I'm not going to have sex with him. But you can't get stuck on thinking if I'm dating a whole bunch of men that I'm sleeping with all of them, because you don't have to sleep with all the men that you date. However, this new generation though of girls and of dating,
I think they think that's what it comes with.
They do. And so what happens if you date younger, I date older, the older men don't feel this way, but if you decide to date a man that's younger, he wants to have sex with you before he does anything with you.
Yeah, but it's also because now, like you said, the younger girls are training men to
do that.
And you don't realize men kind of just go with
whatever you give
and if
them.
you allow it,
they will
and
take
so
it.
if it's a whole slew of women that are doing it, then they're like, "Where's mine? This is how it goes." So I love. That's very refreshing for you to hear.
Yeah, you don't have to have sex. But I love getting dressed up.
Yeah.
I love fashion.
Yeah.
So I love going on a date. So one period, like 1 year, I went 7 days a week. Like,
Are you serious?
Yes, girl. Every single day. I date online.
It's your energy.
And I do believe that. So
Very
now I learned
contagious.
that men love femininity. So I'm gonna always be a damsel in distress.
I want to be mine when I grow up.
I really need to be taking notes.
Like, I don't want to break my nails. So
They still love it. You're right.
they love it.
Yes.
They love the fact that I'm not modern. I'm a traditional woman. So I believe in gender roles. That's another thing. Today's generation women are modern. I need a man. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to pump the gas.
Absolutely.
I don't want to pay all the bills.
We
I
need
paid
you.
my rent by myself for the
Yes.
first time ever in life, and I hate it. I don't want to take the groceries up. I'm
You
a
better
wife.
preach.
I'm a wife. I'm
Yes,
used to being
absolutely.
a wife. Like, I'm not a girlfriend. I don't even want to be your girlfriend. Let's just go from dating to being your fiance.
Yes, I like that plan.
Right? So date as many guys as you want. I read this book. I did this social experiment on myself. It really worked. Where I dated 3 guys. And you date the 3 guys for 90 days, and you don't tell them that they're dating.
What, did you get this from a book?
That's
Yes.
good.
What's the book?
Dating in 90 days.
Okay.
Dating in 90 days. Don't quote me, but I believe it's like dating in 90 days. We can
We'll find it.
Yeah.
Throw it in there.
It's a social experiment. So I dated 3 guys, and what's gonna happen in the 90 days? 2 of them are gonna fall off. Or you're gonna date one, and you date that one until you don't date him anymore. Hopefully, you date him until it becomes something. But I was bad at dating because I was new, and I've been married twice. I didn't mention that. So I have been married my whole 20s, my 30s, up into my 40s, so I didn't know how to date. So I took it as a way to go back out dating. Now I'm ready. Like, I went through a lot. I kissed a lot of frogs. Now I'm just not willing to sacrifice my peace, my joy, or my mental health.
Yeah.
And so if he disrupts me in here, I let you go real quick. I told Don the other day, I was like, well, back to the streets.
Man. and I'm gonna have to stop liking him, because I really like this guy.
I did too.
And my husband liked him too, and
What is this? How long did it last?
yeah.
Oh, man, I didn't even get to the
How long was it? It lasted for 5 months.
Okay.
It went really fast. He was still legally married, but separated and living outside the home. He moved it really fast because he also is traditional.
Right.
He's 60 and he was married for 27 years and he wanted to be with someone
again.
Yeah.
Right? So he was moving it
used to being
fast.
married.
And I was like waiting on this. So I was going with it and it was good and it was fun. But his family got too involved in it too quickly. Children, mother, sister, ex-wife. It was just the ex-wife walked up on me and I said stuff. And then,
was she 62?
no, she was 50.
Oh, okay.
She was 50, but she found out that her husband, let's keep it real, it was her husband,
still
married, found a new, younger, 3 years younger
So she
girl.
didn't like
She came
that.
up and met up and saw us, and I said what I wanted to say. I didn't curse her out. I was a queen.
Yes.
But if you
She
ask
felt
me,
your energy. though.
yes, she was like, where's she at? And so if you ask me where she at, here she is. Come on over here and sit
She wasn't
down.
ready.
She wasn't ready. And so because he still loved her, she went in his ear and was like, she told me all this stuff and you didn't say, babe. And then the sister thought that she was gonna come. His sister thought she was gonna come and say something to me about me saying to her, and I ate her up.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah, bye
Good
bye.
night.
So
Yeah.
My crown's a little
Yeah.
till. Let me
Yeah.
push it
let me
back.
push it back up, and I said
Yeah.
goodbye. And
Right.
unfortunately, he was a good one. He was this close.
He was
but
handsome. He was distinguished. He was a entrepreneur. He was,
successful.
you know,
He smelled
but
good.
He smelled good. He might come back around.
He did
once
smell
cuts
good.
the strings.
he
Yeah,
was stylish. He was also into fashion like you. But I love the way, and you remind me so much of my daughter and the way she thinks about it. But I love the way you haven't gotten in a position of desperation. You know, and I think that's what happens oftentimes is that,
Especially the older that we get.
yeah, and if
being
it's a
single.
good guy, you start allowing, you know, all of these things because you're like, oh, but he's so this and he's so that. But I love the way you're like, no, crown tilted by, you know, because you have to have, I think when I think about my marriage, I think about like, is it a deal breaker? You know, and there haven't been any deal breakers yet.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But like,
That's beautiful.
there are things that will come up, you know, in relationships, and I think women need to understand that there's going to be somebody else.
Yes.
You know,
and that's how
don't
I feel.
be desperate.
During,
Yeah.
I have this saying that I tell myself: during every great adversity, there's an equal or greater reward.
Yeah.
So I feel like
absolutely.
in this situation, there's an equal or greater reward. And
Oh, that's a good one. Like, where is it? Yeah.
like I feel like he was good.
Right.
Like he was very close. He
So
was
something
like
else out
something
there.
else is
Better.
out there. There's
Yeah.
7 million people in California,
Right.
in Los
Right.
Angeles.
Right.
Right.
Like, and I'm gonna be sad off of this one penis.
Right. No.
But you let yourself feel the feels.
Yeah.
and
Oh
then
yeah.
move
I
on.
shed a tear.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
really
liked
talked to-
him.
I liked him a lot. I think about him every day. I said a little
So
prayer
fresh.
for him. Yeah. It's been what 2-3 weeks.
Oh, that's not
Right.
bad.
And then it abruptly ended. So
But what if he
Yeah.
cuts the strings? Then will you
Well,
allow
yeah,
that?
we
And if
can
he apologizes.
he apologizes because I felt like he didn't protect me in that moment.
So when you cut it off meaning don't call me.
I block you
Wow.
until I
Yeah.
no longer have the desire to call you. They don't unblock you.
That is a good
Yeah.
strategy.
So I block you so you can't call me because I easily can call you and say, hey,
Yeah.
Come back, come back.
just come give me some. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I call you. And now you get caught up. And now you're like not in a relationship,
Right.
but you're having
Yeah.
sex. And then, no.
Yeah.
It's so
Turn
true.
into a situation.
That's so true.
Yeah, like,
Right.
no, let me just cut
You need the block.
You
I
need
did that
the
before I was
block.
married. A boyfriend, you know, it needed to end. Back then, it was only email. So she blocked the email, and I met my husband
Okay.
3 months later.
Okay.
Yeah, and had I kept dilly dallying and all that stuff,
Exactly.
I wouldn't have made room for an
anyone
incredible,
else.
nice.
Right.
Man.
And that's how I feel.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you
So-
need that solid block.
Yes, I
I'm a
have to
firm
block
believer
him.
of that.
Do I want to unblock him just to see if he's gone?
Oh.
But I'm going to allow him this time to move past it. Honestly, I think if you've been married that long, to me, there was no apparent reason for them to divorce. Other than her wanting to basically, she got married really young.
So it's her. She's the one that wanted the divorce.
There was no real issue for them to divorce.
wanted to be free.
She wanted
So
to be
she
free.
probably. Oh, I shouldn't
She
have done
had a
that.
baby
She's probably thinking that.
Now she had a baby young at like 20, and then not from him. And then he met her as a single mother and married her.
Okay.
Then they had kids, and
Right.
so then for 27 years, She got married in her 20s. Now she's 50.
She sounded like she probably was having an affair.
I said that.
Why is you gonna let a good guy like that go away?
You heard all the things that Don
He loved you in the very beginning when you had a baby.
Girl, he never cheated.
She was cheating.
He never came back.
got a whole
That's what I said. She was
I
cheating.
mean, what else could you?
What else?
What other scenario is there? She was cheating.
Yes.
Clearly. She met somebody. Let me go deal with my husband real quick and I'll be right back.
Yes.
You solved it.
And then she saw that her husband got upgraded.
Exactly.
And she was like, "Oh no,
Let me snatch him back.
let me
real
get
quick.
my boo back." So
Right.
I told him, "You should go home."
Yeah.
That's what I told him.
wonderful.
Release him.
I told him to go
Yeah,
home.
you definitely have something better coming.
Yeah, I told him to go
Even-
home. My last conversation with him was like, as much as I want to keep you to myself, I am releasing you, and I feel like
Back
you guys
into the
should go
wild.
to therapy and work on your marriage.
That's
Yeah.
Because they had no reason. He never cheated. Apparently, she never cheated. He never not came home.
She wanted to though.
I think she did.
She did.
Honestly, and there was rumor that she did, that she was,
Right.
and she did.
Yeah.
And he finally got fed up, and he swooped
I'm
me
outta
up, and we had some fun times for 5 months. We went on so many dates and so much
that's
fun.
amazing.
And yeah, but God had somebody else.
Yes. At least you were treated like a queen.
Oh,
Yes.
he treated me like a queen. He treated me, I felt so beautiful with him. I felt happy. I smiled.
Yeah.
He made me feel like, I felt like a baby. Like I could cry and like.
Look, all right, let's not talk about him. No more. Keep it on, bye-bye. Let's talk about your regimen, like what you do, what you eat, and
Okay.
like also, I want to know one exercise that women can do
Yeah.
every day that
Besides
can,
Kegels.
that can possibly like help us keep this pooch away.
Okay, I'll answer that question because it's not about the workout.
No, it's the
It's
food.
actually what you put in your mouth.
Yeah.
So if I eat ice cream every other day, this
You
is not going to go
cannot
away.
eat ice cream at all.
Yeah.
You can't eat
See,
sugar.
this is the stuff she would start saying that I'll be like, I'm not listening.
You
anymore.
asked. I know.
You
I
checked
know.
out. It's basically how bad do you want it?
How bad?
Yeah, how bad
want
do you
it?
want it?
It's
Yeah.
discipline.
Yeah, I heard someone say one time you need to look at each time you want to grab a cookie. Do I want the cookie or do I want to look amazing?
Hello.
Basically, it comes
That's
down to
basically
that.
I'm
it.
on well, I've been out of the gym for 6 weeks. I'm trying to push myself back because I was doing really great. 4 a.m., getting up, working
Nice.
out. And then after my son's graduation, I just like exhaled and I'm still exhaling.
Well, can I tell you something? I hadn't worked out in 3 months, and I just started back working out last week.
Okay.
So it's not about your fitness. It's actually about what you eat.
Okay.
So you do go through those moments where you take a break from fitness, but you have maintained your diet the
Yes.
entire time.
The whole time, I don't veer off of my diet.
Because that's still the 80-20 for that as well, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
See, I know all the stuff.
It's
I just don't have the
80%
discipline.
So then what do you eat? What do you eat?
So for me,
like if you were to give us a meal plan, what would it be?
So for breakfast, I would either have a smoothie or a bowl of oatmeal. But if you have an oatmeal, you can't put any butter in it. You can't put any sugar or any
like steel
sweetener.
cut oats like
Steel
that.
cut oats with berries.
Okay.
No,
okay,
and
okay.
cinnamon.
The berries is your sugar.
Yeah, the berries is your sugar. No, and cinnamon, but no butter and no sweetener.
Okay,
Okay.
do that.
Or a smoothie, a berry smoothie, or acai smoothie, or I'll make an acai bowl. I'll blend the smoothie up and pour it in a bowl. Then I put granola and some fruit,
Okay.
and some coconut and banana, and there you have it.
Okay.
That's breakfast. And then lunch, I'll either eat a salad with salmon on it, or I'll eat the same thing I'll eat for dinner, which is a protein, a vegetable, a green vegetable, and a starch. But the starch is a complex carb, which is white rice, brown rice, red potato, or sweet potato, and then like chicken breast. So basically, it looks like, let's say we go to Bossa Nova. You been to Bossa Nova?
Yes, I have.
You know, Bossa Nova has this grill where you can get protein, rice, and veggies. Or Mediterranean, protein, rice, and veggies. Japanese, protein, rice, and veggies. All
Just repetitive, the same thing.
you can go anywhere to any restaurant and get the same thing.
But so you don't just subscribe to keto or things like that. Do you think that
No.
those you can maintain a keto thing forever?
The thing with keto is psychological for me. It's too much fat for me.
Okay.
Like you can eat fat and protein, and my brain, I think with the body dysmorphia and all that, I just can't eat that much fat. Like I'm not a fatty eater. Like
So
I don't
is it
eat
just
that.
all any kind of red meat, any kind of
meat, period. But you can put butter and you can put cheese.
Yeah,
and
but
you
it's
can put
very little carbs. So a lot of people respond to that because you're not eating carbs, but you're eating a lot of protein and veggies. But the protein can be filled with fat or bacon every day.
Cheeseburger. So you can have a cheeseburger without the bun, but you can put as much cheese you want.
But isn't that like a lot of cholesterol?
Yeah.
To me, see, I think so in my mindset. That's what I meant psychologically. Psychologically, I just can't eat that way, and so I don't subscribe to it.
Right.
But I have lots of teammates that do subscribe to it, and they have results. It's just, I guess, for me, what I think it is, it's how disciplined you are.
Right.
Like how clean. I like to eat clean.
Yeah.
Keto to me isn't clean.
No.
Right.
So if you're a junk food
Fatty.
eater and that's what you eat, like if you're used to eating that way, then keto would probably be, not you personally, but would be beneficial to the person that eat that way.
Right.
For me, I'm more of a clean eater, and so I'm gonna eat clean.
What do you think about cheat days? Like, what if
I
I could
have
have
cheat days.
ice cream like
You
every
can.
once a week?
You can. So like today on my way in here, I was
I love
hungry.
ice cream.
I had just eaten, but
With
my body,
Baileys.
my metabolism is speeding up because I've been running more, and I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts right here.
Oh my
and I got a
goodness.
donut.
Okay.
Like
one donut.
one
a donut
donut.
hole or a donut?
No, a donut.
Okay.
Just like a regular donut with the chocolate on it. Like I believe in cheat days. Like I'm not so disciplined where I'm crazy in my mind. Like where I'm like, I can't eat that. Like I can. I'll eat some chips. Like if there was a bowl of chips here, I'll grab a few of them. But am I eating a bag of chips?
Right.
Like
You can
no.
stop.
I know how to stop. I'm not gonna. If I'm eating a cookie, I'm gonna eat one cookie. Like I'm not gonna grab a handful of cookies and just keep going back and eating cookies. Like, but I still eat things that you're not supposed to eat. I'm not 100% clean.
Okay, that's very
I
helpful.
have another
It's
question.
balanced.
What do you think about like protein shakes, like the powder? Like if you were to buy something from the grocery store and you have powder, then almond milk, and mix it up with the little berries and stuff like that. What do you think about the protein shakes? Do you think they're okay for you?
They are if you get clean ones. So I was married to a fake natural,
Not fake.
a fake one. Okay, I was married to a fake doctor.
Okay.
but he
Wait a
taught me a
minute.
lot. I know he's fake. He's a lie. He's a sociopath.
What was he?
He was
promoting that
lying
fake?
that he is a doctor. He's not a doctor. He has no doctorate degree. In fact, he doesn't even have a bachelor's degree. How about that?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, sidebar.
Gee.
So what about the protein
there like
thing
a,
that we were doing, or that people were subscribing to at the location in LA to help you lose weight?
That was real.
Okay.
His products are real, and I stand by his products.
Okay.
I just don't buy them anymore, but
Okay.
I'm not mad at anybody who subscribe to them because they are really good products.
Okay, that's fair.
That's a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm
But
not
him
gonna,
personally.
but him personally,
Because I do know women that used it and
I used
detoxed
it.
them.
Yeah, I used it, and it works.
Me too.
I do stand by that.
Okay.
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 But
The protein
shakes, if they're clean, a
And
lot
clean,
of them.
meaning the ingredients. You gotta make sure what's in it.
So I always go for vegan or vegetarian
Okay.
protein. I don't do whey and I don't do any of those other proteins because too much protein isn't good for your kidneys and it can break down your kidneys. So you have to be mindful of that. But I do subscribe to a clean protein, a vegan.
Oh, so vegan's the best option.
Vegan, yeah, a
And those
vegan
are
organic.
chalkier, right?
They're nasty.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like protein powder. That's not my thing. I just have a regular smoothie, and I'll get my protein somewhere else. Like I can put avocado in my
Your smoothie.
in my smoothie, and that's protein.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what does your smoothie consist of? Like
Berries
some sort of milk?
usually. So, good
Or
question.
water?
It all depends on the type of fruit that I use. So, like my acai smoothie, I use almond milk or oat milk. I'm liking oat milk right now. So I put oat milk and some ice and a handful of fruit and blend it up. And that's it. If it's a little bitter, then I'll put a squeeze of agave in it.
Which is better, almond milk or oat milk?
It's acquired.
Okay.
So like my son really liked almond, and then once he moved out, I just started tasting different ones. So I went to soy, and I went to almond. I tried almond, then I went to coconut, and then I tried oat, and I like oat.
Yeah, I like
Because
oat
I
milk
always
as well.
thought that oat. No, one of them has too much. It's more acidic than the other. I think it's the oat milk.
Soy is very acidic, and you don't want that much soy. But oat is just like it's protein. It's like protein. So I don't know about it being acidic though. That's something I have to look into.
Okay, this is just someone that is into fitness, and she told me that.
Okay.
So I haven't done any
Research
on
I have
that
to
or
look
nothing
into
like
that to
that.
see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Okay.
about that.
Okay, so I also want to know, what are your thoughts on the whole Ozempic craze?
Woo, I want some.
Okay. Here's the thing. The problem I have with it is that it's taken away
Absolutely.
from the people that
actually
need
need
it.
it.
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
it's a shortage because it's a controlled substance.
Right.
And so
You can
I
only
think
get
it's a
so much of
diabetic
it.
medication.
It's
It is.
diabetic.
Yeah, and so the diabetics that really need it can't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's
to
the
me,
part
I
that's
feel
not-
like it shouldn't be used for that because it's abuse. When now it's being abused.
Right, because so many people are doing it.
Yeah, the way people are doing it. It's just like the Fin-Fin. You remember back in the
Oh,
day?
yes,
It's
the
no
Fin-Fin.
different than the Fin-Fin.
But
what's
were dying
Fin-Fin
taking
for?
that stuff.
It wasn't
Fin-Fin,
for
But
medical
Fin-Fin wasn't
treatment.
it wasn't
It wasn't-
coming. It wasn't being taken away from.
For, other
Yeah.
people.
It was
I'm just
basically
saying, like, a
speed.
cra-
Wasn't everybody on speed?
Speed or something. It's just a craze. It's like
Yeah.
it's just a get quick rich scheme to me. It's like just do the work.
Right.
Just do the work.
Right.
Do the work that it takes to get there, and
Okay.
and allow the medication to be for the people that really need it.
Yeah,
Like
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay,
true.
and one more question regarding fitness and body and all that. What do you think about just the overwhelming support of being larger, or, you know, all of the commercials now, you know, basically saying it's okay to be a certain weight and it doesn't matter because you can be 500 pounds and still love yourself. What are your thoughts on that when you go into Target and you see an ad of someone that could lose 50
couple
pounds?
pounds.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't buy it.
the health issues.
Like Lizzo acting
Yeah.
like she is
Loves it.
okay with it. That's not the
No.
truth.
No.
I feel like it's just a way of accepting you being
are.
overweight
Where you're at.
or where you're at, but don't accept it and give up on yourself. Like I have
Right.
a lady who said, I know that I'm grossly overweight, but I'm just okay. Yes, I have health issues, but so what? Like I was like, so basically you're okay to die.
Yeah.
And you know what she said? Yeah.
Yeah.
She
So
said,
do you think
yeah.
it's harming
just
the
giving
younger
up.
girls
Yeah.
by saying, you know,
Yes, I think that it is more accepting, and it's not that we want to accept it. We want to be proactive.
Right.
And I'm not saying everybody needs to be my size.
Right.
Like I told you earlier, this is natural.
Right.
This is
Right.
my
Those are
size.
your genes.
This is
Yeah.
my genes. I'm
Yeah.
not asking anybody else to get to my size. I'm asking you to get to a healthy weight.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like for you. Because
Right.
some people will never be a 2. Some people will
right.
never be a 10.
And that's the part
Yeah.
that's okay.
And that is okay.
Right, right.
But just be healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I promote healthy. I promote being happy. And if you are overweight and you know that you're overweight, then you can't possibly be happy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be worried about how you look or, oh, I can't wear this. How about we just fix it?
Love that.
How about we just
That
fix
is
it?
simply put.
Let's
How
just-
about we just
just
fix
fix
it?
it.
Yeah, you
Listen.
can. You can.
You can. It's
Yeah.
doable. It's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
I tell everybody in
Gotta put
every
in the
area of your life, it's baby steps.
Yeah.
In everything you do. I say what my philosophy is, and I've talked this to my son when he calls, I'm bored, and I say, get up and go move.
Yeah.
Just move every day.
Yeah.
It may be 10 minutes for you.
Right.
But you can say for 30 days you got up and you moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard
Walk-
one trainer say you don't have to like it, you just have to do it.
Do it.
Right.
Just like you might not want to take a shower every day or brush your teeth. or get dressed every day, or put makeup on every day, or whatever it is, or go to work every day. You may not have to, but you need, you got to pay your mortgage, so you got to get up and go to work, right?
Yeah.
You know you need to brush your teeth. You don't want your breath stinking, right? You know you want to get your hair done because you don't want to look crazy.
Right.
It's no different. I know it sounds weird, but to me, it's no different.
That is a good perspective.
It's no
That is
different.
really great.
It's no different. It's just how you look at it and where you put it in your life. As for me, 9 to 11, usually 9 to 10, I'm good. 9 to 10, don't call me. I'm not leaving out of my workout. If it's a 911 emergency, I'm not leaving. Because I got to put myself, just like when you're on a plane, who do they say take care of first?
You put the oxygen.
Right.
I am so motivated. I'm ready to go run the
I take care of myself. It sounds
the bodybuilding.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Right.
We need a challenge.
Middle-aged buff
And
mama.
that's why you
The
win
before
because
and
of
the
our
after.
age.
Yeah.
You win because of our age.
Right.
Black women are underrepresented in the field.
Right.
When I go on stage, it's nothing but white women.
Oh, really?
And then I come with this tight body and this
Woo.
tight face.
Where come from?
Oh, yeah.
Because they wrinkled up and stuff.
Yes,
They don't
black
look
already does not
got
crack.
Right.
And they're like,
Ooh.
you're 47? Now, at the time, I was 46, 47. I'm like, yes, boo, yes. And I'm going to do it again. I just don't have a desire right now to do it. I've done it. And now, this year, I heard that it's very heavily drugged.
Oh.
And so people are juicing, and I'm not juicing for no title.
No.
What's the highest medal that you've gotten? How
Third
high
place, first and third.
Oh, first.
My first one, I won first by default because it was 3 of us, and I just looked better. And the second one, I worked for third place. Like it was like out of 40 women. And
Flexing and doing all of
and I suck at that too. So in order for me to progress,
so
I have to really learn my moves.
Your movements.
And I'm like not coordinated. So I was up there twirling around, smiling, the energy. They just gave me a medal.
We just love her energy.
That's basically what it was. And everybody in the audience was like, you were just twirling around.
That's so funny.
Twirling around
You
on
look
things,
so
smiling.
good.
Thank
So
you.
So your son is 22, so you've
My
been an empty
son-
nester for a minute.
For 3 years.
How's that been?
It has been very delightful.
Oh, really?
The first year, it was during COVID.
Okay.
And so COVID, I was by myself for the first time. Like, I've been married. Remember, I told you guys I've been married twice. So for the first time, I was alone. I was an empty nester going through divorce and alone.
And how did you feel about that?
It was very depressing. The first year, but what ended up happening, I started, if you guys know me, I started doing all kind of stuff. Like, I was bodybuilding.
Got busy.
I got really busy. And so before as mommies, as you know, we plan our weeks based on our kids' schedule, right? What they have going on. That's our life. My whole life, I dedicated my whole life to him. And so when he was no longer there, I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And so I just put something in. I was dating.
Yeah.
I had 7 dates.
Yeah. Like she said. Oh my
So I just filled the time. And then once I got used to it,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't
You
like
like it.
this. Now he can't come back.
God. Wow.
He can't. I don't have a space for starters. I
Yeah.
don't have a space for us.
Uh-huh.
Now, if an emergency were to happen, yes,
Yeah.
he can come home to
Right.
my house. But it's my house.
No, he's
Right.
away at college.
He's
in the
away,
back.
but his dad. Remember, I was married twice. So his dad, when we got divorced, we had a stipulation in our divorce where neither one of us could leave the county. But we
Okay.
co-parents. We were friends.
Even at his age now?
Well, at 18,
Oh, okay.
he could leave, and his dad is
Okay.
from the Bay Area.
Okay.
And so they left. Isaiah applied for colleges up there, and so they left. So he lived with his dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he lives in
perfect.
dorms now. But yeah,
Okay.
he went to move.
So
with
that's
me.
where he was all the COVID up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm enjoying it now, but I am ready for a man. I'm ready now. It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
And I've had 3 years to live alone for the first time because this is my first time living alone.
Right.
But now I'm ready for that next chapter by 50. Okay? 550.
I see that for sure.
Yeah.
2
Before
years.
that.
2 years.
Yeah.
But it takes time. I don't know. I might just one day I might just pop up. I'm married. I'm like, wait. So it might not be. It's gonna be a fast engagement.
Now, do you want a big wedding? Or
No, I don't want a
over
wedding
that?
at all.
Okay.
Okay, I don't want a wedding. We are going to the Hall of Justice. Is that the name of it? Hall of Justice in Beverly Hills.
Justice of the Peace.
Justice of the Peace.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty.
You got it picked out.
I'm gonna wear something gray or something.
Something fashion.
Something to go get on the plane right after.
Hello, and then from there
yes.
we're leaving to go on this fancy Mediterranean extravaganza.
Yes.
And then we'll live in a high rise somewhere on the beach or downtown.
Yes.
Somewhere
That's
fancy.
my style.
And then, because he don't have no little kid. Okay. My new husband don't have no little kids. His kids grown. And they can't live with us.
You heard it here. It's all planned
I
out.
love the plan.
2 years. Okay. Yes. And then I'll come back. We'll come back, and then we'll have a party.
So everybody can
come.
say
But it won't be
congratulations.
fancy. It's not going to be at the Ritz-Carlton or anything
Yes.
like that because we're going to be very frugal. Because eventually we're going to buy a big fancy house. So we're going to have a little cute little party. And then we'll be married. And then I'll be in the married club again. Because I got kicked out the married club.
And then I'm only gonna be in the single club by myself.
No, you
don't
got
get
all the
tips.
tips today.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
That's
Yeah, we'll
that's
put them
a
to work.
perfect way to end
Absolutely.
on Mai's vision and fantasy for her life.
Yes.
We so appreciate having you.
Thank
here.
you, ladies. That was so
Please
fun.
come back.
I will.
All your tips have been.
Invite me back whenever you want.
When you come back, we'll all be
perfect.
snatched.
All right.
Yes! Let's get it!
We'll all be snatched and
Bodybuilders.
disciplined.
I'm not gonna be saying move it back some because of that.
You're gonna be doing this. You're gonna be like, I like
Right.
this, right?
Zoom. I'm gonna say,
All sides of my
I'm gonna
good
say
side.
zoom in on the boobs. Speaking of boobs, I'm sorry. So I did that TikTok for the first time, and I did pictures from the beach where my boobs were out. My girl said today that I have like almost 600 views. I only had 3 likes. I said
That is so
some
funny.
weirdo is enjoying these boobs.
That is hilarious. And only 3 likes. That ratio don't match.
One was middle-aged mamas, the other one was Maya, and the other one was Morgan. But I had like 600 views.
They wanted to see the girls. And they're like, okay, I got it.
On TikTok, like my first post ever.
That is so funny.
I'm not really on
600
TikTok.
views. I
We're
only
still
got
trying to
on
figure it out,
I got
too.
on it
What
for
we're
middle-aged mom.
Yeah.
So I put on there, like I did a mention in there for
It's perfect.
for middle-aged mom. 600 views. I said, I was like, well, good. It's an advertisement for middle-aged mom.
This is what you get.
That is so funny.
600 views.
Now you ready for your OnlyFans?
I'm ready for my OnlyFans.
That's your
now.
next step.
I'm like, shoot.
That's hilarious.
Put these puppies to work.
Okay. Well, check us out on TikTok. You can catch Don. On Instagram.
Or if you just want some great advice because we are amazing at
Until
motherhood.
our next
Full of
episode.
wisdom. Ta-ta.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. You can follow us on Instagram at 3_MAMA.s. And you can also write to us at middleagedmamas@gmail.com.